Are we ready to hear my sob story? Okay, so these kind of things actually happens when internal chaos meets dark coping mechanism and you disregard all kinds of disclaimers. It basically all started in 2018. It was so dark, I lost my footing. I had no besties at the time, and I used to think like if I don't have any besties, I don't have any real friends, like no real friends to lean on. So I was a loner. Okay, I was, even though I had kind of some friends, at school, I enjoyed my time there. But most of the time when I'm at home, I just felt so lonely. That time also, I had broken relationship with my family. It was kind of like my trust was completely broken. What actually pushed me to do this? Okay, in 2020, I read this comic. I actually forgot the name, but male lead was named Miyamura. He has a lot of, piercings in lip, eyebrows, ears, a lot of them actually. So inspired from it. Wow, I thought it was cool and stuff. So, later down the line in the comic, it was actually showed that because he was suffering from some kind of mental thing, he actually pierced himself with a safety pin as a coping mechanism. No matter how worse you feel, I think it's always better to talk about it. I had no friends, or I didn't trust anyone. I lost my trust in friendship, in parents. I had no idea who to confide to. So in this case, what I can recommend to you is please try to make sure, try to be that friend for someone. Try to be a listener for a friend, so that the people around you are not going through that same phase. Because it's, if anything, it has taught me to be more empathetic towards my friends. Even if I'm not very spiritually connected to my friends, I would be always try my best or do my best to help my friends, no matter where the situation is. If they are they suddenly ping me up, what my life's, call me, when are you free? Just when can we call, or shall we even meet? I do like that. I please do my best, because I think I kind of became that friend. When I was small, I think I needed someone like that, and that is exactly why I try to always be that person who could be there when I was younger, right? So I always try to be that friend to my friends, so that whenever they're going through something, I just make sure that I am there. I don't know if anybody is there for them or not. I try my best to be there for them. Okay, it's my fault. It's my fault. Okay, turning the page. If you don't have anyone to lean towards, talking to yourself could be another way to therapy like that. It really works. In the past few years, I think talking to myself is the best therapy I could ever find. Okay, the fact, actually, the piercings I did it myself with needles. I didn't go for self-defense because I didn't think that was safe. And I took all the safety measures, warming the needle first before popping it into my ears, and also using ice before starting the procedure. And I really wanted to do it myself at the time, inspired by Miyamura. Never take inspiration, okay? That's why they give disclaimers this contains content of self-harm and stuff. That's why they give the disclaimer. Silly little me, not taking disclaimers seriously, okay? Do not do that. It isn't worth it. If you want to do it for fashion, cute, little aesthetics, do it. Don't think that it is going to solve some kind of mental health issues for you, because it really doesn't. It's not gonna help you. It won't. At that point, you might be thinking that, it's just an ego satisfying thing. Your ego is satisfied, I can take this much pain by myself. So I could probably just, show that past pain like that. Doesn't work. Both are different. Look, please don't take me for the fearless one, because I thought about piercing, in 2020. I was like, I really want to pierce maybe in the future. So I googled, it's like how to pierce your ears by yourself safely. I watched a YouTube video, and that shit scared the fuck out of me. I was like, we aren't doing that. That's scary. We can't do that. Life has its own way of, pushing you to the edge sometimes if you don't really recognize the patterns. 2020 and the following years was really kind of, my family was also suffering from financially, so I used to hide away all of my desires. Like, even if I wanted to say eat chicken once a week, I would just not say it because I didn't want to trouble my parents with more. So I kind of like hid away. I would cry at night, like just praying to the God. Yeah, it just helped me. Look, I'm sweating. And yeah, we were not allowed to do the piercings even though we wanted to. I had to wait until my 10th final boards were over. So I waited till then, and like over that time from 2020 to 2023, my fear also kind of went away with passing time, with passing pain. Finally, 2023 4th March, I told my parents that I'm doing piercings by myself. Okay, they really told me off, and they told me like, you are not doing it yourself. And I was like, then fine, can I go to the parlor and do it then? But like, yeah, you can do that maybe. I went there at the same time, okay, and the parlor was closed again. I was like, I took that as a sign, and right after coming back from the parlor, I just like started preparing everything. I was like, I'm doing it myself. The experience was horrific. I'm telling you guys, it's not as easy as it seems like. I think the needle is through, and it wasn't halfway through. To be very honest, I was very, very scared. I was starting to panic. I went to the other room to my mom. I was on a phone call and was trying to push through it more. And then suddenly my mother said like, why are your hands shaking so much? And I was like, it is. And my head was kind of spinning, and I felt so nauseous. Since my mother was on a phone call, she actually did the rest half. She's really scared of, making the blood and stuff, and so she's more scared than me, I know. But since she was on a phone call, she could do it. And the rest were like one day after I did my right ear one, this lower one. 1 month later, I did the upper left one, and then another month later, I did this one. So you can basically feel that I'm not very much, susceptible to pain. My reflection on these, on my sob story and my experience, is that one thing, I don't regret it. I don't regret piercing my ears because, okay, no matter how much it hurt at the time, I love it. I love my piercings. Okay? Though I thought it was cool to have piercings, it was only 5% of the reason to actually do it. Did this heal me? It didn't. It didn't heal the scars. It's like I was trying to stop the pain by giving it more pain so that I can heal without the pain. If that makes sense. Also, during my 10th board, January, February time, I think I was really suffering from depression, from all the pressure, was wondering what will happen if I don't get the marks that I promised I will get. Never promised, okay, on the grades, on the stuff. You never know what your situation can be, and do not beat yourself up for it. I was so negative at the time, like for the first time in a long time, I was that negative before my boards. I was all over the place, okay, really crying, screaming one day like, why didn't you give what I wanted? And my mother Should I just drop out, like screaming, crying? It was really bad. So how did I actually heal my sob story? I actually was able to make peace with my past when I finally talked about it to the closest friend of my life, okay? Every time I think of her, if I feel so overwhelmingly grateful. Just a reminder, I'm straight. I'm a straight person, okay? She actually helped me see the situation in a different light. What could be the reason why they weren't able to speak the truth to me? Like, why did they do what they did in the past? Now, if I think, like, I was being a really sensitive person, I didn't even, bother to understand where they were coming from, where their feelings were. I was just focused on, they lied to me. They're so bad. I don't like them. I was just kind of like very being sensitive about where I was hurt rather than actually understand on the bigger picture. But let's be honest, if I never had to struggle from that, I would have never even considered making this video, right? So I'm really grateful for my struggles, whatever the struggles I have gone through, because every good and bad things has made me who I am today. So yeah, that will be it for today. Tell me if you liked my sob story. Really sorry. Okay, do not think that I'm forgetting our homework chapter. Okay, it's time for the homework chapter. If you know, get out of my video already. And if you're new here, then this one's for you. What you do is close up my video and then sit without your phone or anything for 5 minutes. Set a timer or whatever. And I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care and bye. Okay, I'm really going. Bye.